everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie and you're watching ChoKwonDeezKnits, a channel where I talk about my knitting, quilting, sewing, general making journey. Today I have for you a traditional knitting podcast. I have no finished objects. I have a lot of whips, some that need to be revisited and revised, and an exciting test knit for you. So if that sounds exciting to you, continue watching and let's get into whips. My longest work in progress that has active progress on it is my Great Gingham Raglan. This is by Jessie Made Designs, and I have 2 sleeves now. I don't think I had the 2 sleeves last time. I think I had a little bit left to go, but I have my 2 sleeves now, and all I have to do is cast on for the body and continue working on that. Slow and steady progress for this project, and I'm really happy about it. I'm not trying to rush it or anything, and it's still a project that I really love, and in a colorway and color work that I really love. This is Hobby yarn or Hobby yarn, Twister Solid. It's a cotton acrylic blend, and I am knitting on the suggested needle size. I did switch from Magic Loop to a 9-inch circular for the sleeves, and that made it a lot easier. So if you're struggling with color work in the sleeves or anything like that, size down on your cable and maybe it'll help. Yeah, that is all I have for my Great Gingham Raglan. The other work in progress that I have is my Road Tripper tee by Ozetta. This is how far I have gotten, and I'm not sure how much more I can do. I ran out of yarn, and I need to call a few places to see if they have this colorway. On the website for the shop that I bought this from, they no longer have this colorway, so I'm thinking I may have to actually frog this project, which is a shame because it's gorgeous, but doesn't mean I can't use the yarn for something else. So I am going to call around a few places, see if they have this colorway still available. I think I could go for just one more skein. I really only need like, I guess this is where I was last podcast. So I have like 2 inches of progress, and then I ran out of yarn. So this may be a new project by the time I speak to you all next in a new podcast, but I am still going to try and find one more skein, maybe reach out to a few different knitters or post on Ravelry or something. Maybe look in some other people's stashes, see if they have anything. But yeah, I still love the pattern. I love the feel of the fabric with this yarn. This is Juniper Moon Farms. The base is called Zoe, and the colorway is Celery. It's, you know, a really nice neon green, and it's been a joy to work with. I have had no like sensory problems. My hands aren't feeling really dry. I know when you work on or with linen yarns, sometimes there is plant fibers or more woody fibers left in the yarn, but this one has not had any of that. I know it's a plant fiber. Sometimes with wool yarns, it's called vegetable matter, but I mean, it's a plant fiber, so it's kind of the same, whatever you want to call it. I have had that before with other linen yarns that I've used, but nothing from this yarn. No complaints. Plan going forward, find one more skein or frog it. I will absolutely let you all know what I plan or end up doing. My next work in progress is one that I chatted to you all about, I think last week. This is my improvised stripe overload polo. So far, I am improvising it because I wanted to customize it a little bit more, and I thought, if I'm customizing it, why pay for a pattern, I guess. That sounds really cynical. I love supporting designers. I just felt that in something like this, I could get something a little more customized to me. So that's what I did. I did I definitely based this off of the stripe overload tee, and I'm gonna, not tee, sweater. I am going to link the pattern in the description if you're interested in something like that. But for mine, I am still on the raglan increases. I have not tried it on just yet. I'm kind of going off of some of the other patterns that I have. So I'm gonna check how many sleeve stitches are in those patterns that I'm comfortable with, and kind of use that as a goal mark for separating sleeves and body for this sweater. Actually, I am using the pattern that I'm wearing. It's the Step by Step sweater by Florence Miller. This one is in a boucle cotton. Forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video, but I just recently put some elastic thread through the neckline so that it holds its shape a little more. And yeah, it worked out really well. I still love the feeling of this boucle cotton. It's so super soft, and I'm glad I used it in a sweater that I can wear whenever because it is cotton. Anyways, using the count, generally speaking, not exactly, but from the Step by Step sweater to base this item off of. And I did get a few rows done since the last time we spoke, but I did not put a marker on, so very sorry. I haven't gotten much done because I started a test knit. I spoke about this test knit last week, talking about how I was trying to look for yarn in my stash that was going to work, and I found some yarn that was going to work. I started knitting it up, couldn't get, well, I started with gauge swatch. I started with gauge swatches, and I was just not getting anything close to gauge. I was always 2 to 6 stitches off, even with blocking. So the one that I ended up working with that worked the best was the Burnett's soft snuggly something. I don't know, it's a baby yarn, it's polyester. I ended up having to hold it double, and this is how far I got on my test knit before I realized that this was way too heavy. Like, if you could feel how dense this is, this is 2 skeins of yarn so far, and I'm on my 3rd, and it's just so dense. It did meet gauge, but part of me was like, I met gauge, but at what cost? And while I was struggling with getting the gauge correct, I did end up ordering some yarn from Knit Picks. I got Swish Bulky Weight Bear because I loved the sample knit in the picture for the test knit. Oh, this is for Nash Knits, by the way. It's a new pattern that they're coming out with, I guess this fall. Anyways, I got Knit Pick Swish Bulky Weight in Bear because I was just like, I liked the color of the sample, and browsing the website, I saw that this had the closest gauge equivalent to what I needed to meet for the test knit, so I went ahead and got some. I think I got 4 skeins. I am working on my first skein with the new test knit. I just finished the front left and I need to pick up for the front right and connect. It shouldn't take me too much. It's a fairly simple pattern. I'm really enjoying it. I haven't worked in garter stitch in a really long time because like that was like one of the first projects that I did. But I'm enjoying only having to knit. I was kind of annoyed that I had to purl in the round, but like I'll do anything for this sweater. It's so cute. I've been looking at Nash Knits for a while, and I actually did just purchase some of her or their patterns because they were having a sale. I was like, I love, you know, a few of their patterns, and it was hard to narrow down which ones, but I knew which ones I had been looking at for the longest. So I'll put those on the screen as well. I have a few pattern purchases recently, and the Nash Knits, I have the test knit and then 2 other patterns from them. So it's gonna be really fun. I have dog hair all over this. Oh, and like the difference between weight and when I was swatching, I was like holding them up and, you know, filling with the drape. And because I didn't use the suggested yarn, which was Drops Alpaca Tweed or something like that, I'm allergic to alpaca, so I spoke with the designer. They just mentioned that the drape was going to be different, and I was like, oh yeah, this drape is way different with the polyester yarn, but I think the drape is going to be much more similar with this Swish. It's 100% superwash merino, so it's going to be much more similar to the intended look of the design, so I'm happy with that purchase. I ordered it and then I got gauge with this yarn, and the next day I called to cancel my order and they were like, oh, we've already packed and shipped it. I was like, oh, well. So basically it was either I pay to return it or just keep the yarn for another project, which I mean, a bulky weight merino wool is very likely to be used for just anything. So I figured I have it, I might as well. I'm not that far ahead in the pattern in terms of test knitting, so it's not going to take me long to catch up to what I had already done. And yeah, I'm really happy with the yarn and the new product. I also had to size up 1 needle size for my current test knit, and for this one I had to size up 2 needle sizes. So I was like, the closer I can get to the original needle size, probably the better. Not necessarily because like I want to be like the designer in terms of gauge and knitting and tension and things like that, but I think it's more realistic to have to size up one needle size rather than two, especially for a bulky weight sweater. Anyways, that is my two test knits. And I am excited to have this super cute, really basic cream sweater in my handmade wardrobe. I have hair all over me. So I already told you about my yarn acquisition, and I kind of wanted to speak on my pattern acquisitions this week. I got really excited about the upcoming sweater weather, so I did some shopping on Ravelry. Two different designers. One of them is ChoKwonDeezKnits, who I'm doing the test knit for. They were doing a sale not affiliated with the test knit, and I just had to jump on it. So the first sweater that I have lined up from ChoKwonDeezKnits is the Butterscotch Sweater Adult. It is a colorwork sweater mixed with some cabling. I haven't read the whole description. I just knew it was really super cute, so I wanted to see what it had in store. It has corrugated rib and quilted lattice pattern. It is a drop shoulder, and I just really love the sample knit and some of the project pages on Ravelry. Oh my gosh, Ravelry as well. They're really cute, and it's a nice way to use two yarns and not have it be kind of overwhelming. This is like a striped color work kind of sweater. And the other ChoKwonDeezKnits purchase that I made is a really cute baby pattern. It's 3 months to 4 years old. It is so cute. It's called the Polar Coat Mini, and I thought this was like the cutest possible handmade item that I could make for my future children or any friends that have kids coming up soon. I just think they're so cute, and I am patiently waiting for ChoKwonDeezKnits to release an adult size of this pattern, and I know they have a lot of different patterns that they do from the mini to junior to adult sizes. So fingers crossed I can get the adult pattern if that's in the works. I'm really loving, like, it's just so simple and like it looks so cozy. The huge collar is so cute, and the boxy fit I think is just amazing, and I would love to match with my future kids. The other pattern purchase that I made is the Claude Troyer pullover by Calibri, or Johanna, I'm not sure. It is a garter stitch button placket pullover. I think it is gorgeous. The huge buttons on the placket are what really drew me in, to be honest. And I just love the casual look of it, but I also think that it could be something, if you do it in a really luxurious yarn or something like that, that could be a really good staple in a fall winter wardrobe, even in spring depending on what fiber you use. But I think it's so cute, and I love a button plaque. As you can tell, I've already made the road tripper tee once. I'm making it again. Maybe I will fail at the linen one that I'm working on, but I still do love a button placket, and this exaggerated sort of placket is something that I love. If you ask anybody that knows me, I love things that are itty bitty tiny and then like comically large. So this is right up my alley. And maybe I could make some buttons to go with the pattern. I think someone had made, maybe it was Nora from AKA Nora Knits. I think she was making buttons, perhaps. I know there's a way to make some with like oven baked clay or air dry clay. But I also live in the woods, and I think it would be kind of cool to cut a certain size stick into buttons if I can. I don't even know how that works, but regardless, I think it would be really cool to make some buttons. And if I can't do that, to find some that are really cute and maybe a statement. I'm not sure. I need to go through my stash because I definitely feel like the patterns that I just purchased would be good for some of the yarns that I have in stash, including this one. If I can get gauge with that on the Claude Troyer, that could be really cool, and I think I can, looking at this gauge that they're looking for. So that's really exciting. I hadn't really read those 3 patterns actually. I hadn't read them recently, or after I purchased them, but they are looking very promising. And I think next week maybe we will start planning the fall queue. I'm almost done with I'm not almost done. I'm confidently working on my striped polo. My test knit is flying by, clearly because I had to start over. And the other summer items that I need to revise are just little revisions that are super easy. So I'm not really worried about not feeling fulfilled in the summer knitting season, because it has been eventful, I feel. I hope you all are having a good summer, but I am really super duper ready for sweater weather, and I know a lot of other knitters are too. So let's finish out this summer season strong so that we can get to the good stuff: our sweaters and our pullovers and our cardigans and our cozy knits. And I'm so excited to share them with you. I hope you had a good time going through all my whips, new, old, frogged, I don't know. It's been a chaotic few knitting weeks. So without rambling on too much longer, I hope to see you next week for a little planning video. And yeah, I hope you're having a good day, a good week, a good month, a good year. I hope all your crafts are crafting, and I will see you next time. Bye.